Welcome, everybody, on this beautiful Wednesday evening here in Kansas City. We're in the process of starting our webinar concerning Protandim, a new approach to wellness, and we will continue the webinar now. This is a picture of me, Dr. Marvin, and I won't spend any time on that. My biography, for those who don't know it, is I have a BS in pharmacy at the University of Kansas, Doctor of Medicine, University of Kansas School of Medicine, family physician for 55 years, associate professor, Department of Family Practice, University of Kansas, chairman of Family and Community and Geriatric Medicine at Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a member of the American Academy of Family Physicians and American Medical Association, a member of the Board of Regents of Oxford Graduate School, host of the program, a recent program I've had called What's Up, Doc? We want to first state this disclaimer: Protandim is not intended to treat, cure, or prevent any disease. This is because it is a dietary supplement, and we cannot in this country do any disease claims on anything that isn't a drug, and it definitely is not a drug. It has no toxicity, and we will continue to explain more about Protandim. Protandim means to synergize. The pro is to, in Latin, tandem, to synergize. First off, this is the strongest anti-aging project that's ever been put together. And I want to say a few facts on the process of aging. At 25 years of age, the process of aging begins. At that time, the enzymes within each cell of your body, the survivor enzymes, start to decrease in quantity. And these progressively increase in their slow decline after 25. At 35 years of age, the transition phase of aging begins. At 45 years, the clinical phase of aging starts. At this point, you should seriously consider supplementation. In 2002, the AMA stated in their food pyramid, in 2002 from then on, you cannot have a healthy diet unless you use supplementation. That's from the AMA. The best anti-aging supplement strategy focuses on the whole body, the main focus on antioxidants. What is so bad about aging? Well, I used to tell my patients, aging isn't so bad when you consider the alternative. As we age, our bodies suffer many disabilities in trying to cope with life today. These are caused by several sources of oxidative stress, which is caused by psychological stress, going here and yon and to and fro and burning the candle at both ends, physical stress, working 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet in this economy, dietary stress because we harvest our produce in this country in a green state and use chemical gassing to make them turn either yellow if they're bananas or red if they're tomatoes. And then we have environmental stress, which comes from the atmosphere. We have no control at all on that. Oxidative stress. Oxidative stress in our bodies is due to the effects of free radicals damaging our cells. What are free radicals? Reactive substances. The radicals are a byproduct of our body's digestion of nutrients along with oxygen and water. This is similar to carbon monoxide from the exhaust of your cars. The free radicals lack an electron and will damage cells in the process of stealing that electron. And this is where the problem comes in with free radicals. Up until this point, we've had no product available that will eradicate free radicals to a significant degree that's significant with your health. Now, we've come up on a phenomenon that's been discovered about 4 years ago, and it was under the title of nutrigenomics. And what does it mean? It means nutrition can change gene expression. In other words, you're not harnessed with your genes always in the way you're born, because we have a chance to change your expression. It has been shown that 30% of your health is due to your genetic endowment at birth. 70% is due to lifestyle. Sometimes it can be a negative influence, but when they are subjected to good nutrition, the expression of your genes is all positive. When genes are plugged into a harmful environment, they negatively impact our lives. Radiation, chemicals, toxins, and diet are the elements in our environment that impact our genes the most. You see that? Radiation, chemicals, toxins, and diet. Okay? How genetics impacts aging. Our genetic inheritance plays an important role in defining our risks to most age-related problems. At least 30% is our genetic inheritance. 70% is our lifestyle. Healthy aging is even more controlled by how we communicate with our genes through our diet and lifestyle. Here's a picture of different things that we can have in our diet. Genetic variability exists in our food. If you want health, which variety did you choose? Now, we see on one side the oranges, the grapefruits, the mandarin fruit, lemons, limes. The next, soybeans. We see all these different aspects of nutrition. Tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, yellow, heirloom, fried green, Roma, sun gold, big boy, broccoli, cauliflower. All these share genes of origin, including nutrient constituent genes, but are they equally healthful to you? Which one is more healthful? Well, let's look at it. Nutrition and genetics. Food components can act on the human genome, either directly or indirectly, to alter the expression of genes and gene combinations. That real food alters expression of genes and its information, and that genetic difference results in different metabolic profiles and are concepts central to nutrigenomics. Nutrigenomics is how nutrients can change your genome, and this is what we're talking about, and indeed provide the critical links between diet and health. It's interesting that drugs will not change gene expression, only nutrition will change gene expression, because that's the way we were put together, the way God made us when we were hunter-gatherers, picking different things to eat, and which was primarily produce, mostly vegetation. The only meat that we ate in those days of hunter-gatherers, what we could outrun or sneak up on and hit with a rock, and that meant there was a lot less meat in our diet. Nutrition and genetics. It is believed that the hunter-gatherers picked the most colorful vegetables for their food. Isn't that interesting? The reds, the greens, and the yellows. And these colorful vegetables have the highest amount of lycopene and lutein, which was a great asset to their nutrition. The biggest boost they had. They didn't have vitamin pills. They didn't have drugstores. They didn't have anywhere where they could buy supplements, vitamins, or minerals. But they had an eye for color, and the color of the vegetables had the highest lutein and lycopene. Our bodies are constructed to respond to the above by a variation of gene expression to preserve the species. Now, what's epigenetics? Epigenetics is genetic expression in 1 or 2 generations, 3 at the most. In other words, it's quick change. Epigenetics, epi means above, and genetics. And this is the most active form of nutrigenomics and nutrition. Here's an example. Think about this. The average height of Japanese men and women has increased 6 inches since World War II. How did that happen? What has changed is the nutrition of Japanese children and therefore their gene expression. 6 inches average height since World War II. Cause and effect. Diet, environment, lifestyle, and exposure to toxic substance affect health status. The original belief that our genes predetermine our health is no longer consistent with present-day research. In other words, the concept that what you're born with in the matter of your genome is what you're saddled with the rest of your life, and that is not true, because nutrition can change gene expression. Now, it has been emphasized by several speakers, both in Washington and other places, the need for better nutrition. The main crisis in health in America is the lack, excess, or the quality of our food supply. That was from Senator George McGovern talking about health care and health in America. We had a lack of some nutrients. We had an excess, mostly of carbohydrates and starch, or the quality of our food supply. The decrease in the nutrients in our food supply has been well documented by many sources. The Earth Summit statistics, the Earth Summit met in 1992, revealed that farmland in the U.S. is over 85% micronutrient depleted. 85%. In 2010, it is certainly to be more depleted as it is in 2012. Here's an example. 2 peaches in 1951 produced a certain amount of beta-carotene. That's a precursor to vitamin A. A is a derivative of carotene. Today, it takes 53 peaches to produce the same amount of beta-carotene. In 1900, wheat was 90% protein. It is now 9 to 11% protein. Occasionally, certain breeds of wheat, you'll get up to 12 or 14. These are illustrations of how the depletion of our soul is affecting our food and thus affecting our health. Knowing this, we can understand the importance of supplementing not with products with chemical simulation, but with products based on real food technology to give our body the nutrients it must have for health and wellness. For example, when I graduated from medical school, cancer was the 8th leading cause of death. It's now number 1. What happened? You just saw the statistics of what happened. What about organic food? A lot of people go and pay lots of money for organic food, and that's fine. Many people think that buying organic food will remedy this problem of nutrition. Unfortunately, this is usually not the case. What does organic farming and food mean? Just because a product says organic does not mean it was grown in nutrient-rich soil. It simply means that many of the harsh chemical fertilizers and insecticides were not employed. Of course, this is a step in the right direction, but it still doesn't answer the problem of nutrient deficiency. History repeats itself. Hippocrates, the father of medicine. When I graduated from medical school, I had to take the Hippocratic Oath. He lived 2,500 years ago, said, "Let your food be your medicine, and your medicine be your food." And that is proven out to be prophetic, and we're seeing the results of this at the present time. What is wellness? My whole effort is health and wellness to people, to help them attain health and wellness. Wellness is having the energy to live life to the fullest. Wellness is being able to navigate life's stressors with relative ease. Wellness is proper cellular communication where the hormones and the different circulations across the body will make a harmony of feedback mechanisms, which are wellness, health. Our job right now is to defend our bodies, protect our bodies, and restore our bodies that have different challenges due to our poor nutrition and neglect, and some of that's our fault, some of that's how our food is harvested. But how do we do that? By using the tools that we have been given, knowledge and wisdom, ability to exercise, and a lot of us have neglected exercise, good foods and real food supplements that can enable our bodies to live healthy lives, the lives we were meant to live as we were born. Now here's an example. Lifestyle makes a difference. I just said 70% of your status at any one time in your health is directly from your lifestyle. What this doctor is saying to the kindly patient is what fits your busy schedule better. Exercising 1 hour a day or being dead 24 hours a day. Oxidative stress. Where'd that word come from? Well, if you go to pubmed.gov, that's PUBMED.gov, you'll find, if you put in oxidative stress in the search box, around 100,000 papers that have been published on that subject. It's the hottest topic of research at the present time because it impacts 200 of our diseases. Oxidative stress in our bodies is due to the effects of free radical damaging our cells. Free radicals are a byproduct of our body's digestion of nutrients along with oxygen and water. This is similar to carbon monoxide from the exhausts of our automobiles. The free radicals lack an electron and will damage cells in the process of stealing that electron. And to get back to the similarity with the carbon monoxide from the exhaust of our automobiles, the government has seen the problem that comes from emissions from our exhausts, and so now it's a law that cars have to have an emission oxidizer, a catalytic converter, and we have those now in cars. Well, Protandim is our catalytic converter in our body. That's what it does, the same as your afterburner does in your cars. Definition of an antioxidant. An agent that inhibits or neutralizes free radicals by the donation of an electron, thereby preventing damage to our cells. And this is what happens when we have a catalytic converter in our automobile. Our Protandim does the same thing in our body, and this is what neutralizes the free radicals by the donation of an electron, thereby preventing the damage that would ensue to our cells. 73% of the U.S. population will die prematurely due to a deficiency of antioxidant ability or activity in their body. This impacts 200 diseases and involves the top 10 leading cause of death. How genetics impacts aging. Our genetic inheritance plays an important role in defining our risks to most age-related problems. Healthy aging is even more controlled by how we communicate with our genes through our diet and our lifestyle. And we've mentioned that now several times. The importance of food. Protandim is made from plant extracts, 5 different plants. Our body recognizes plant extracts as nutrition. Conclusion to this, Protandim is nutrition for our body. What we do not get from our food or supply, we can supplement now and make up that deficit and rid ourselves from the oxidative stress 40 to 45% in the first 30 days that you take Protandim. Protandim provides a protection against oxidative stress, inflammation, fibrosis, carcinogenesis, and other stressful conditions. Oxidative stress, if you sit at home in an air-conditioned room and do no exertion or work, you're still producing oxidative stress as your body metabolizes food. We have the strongest anti-inflammatory that's ever been produced, the strongest antioxidant ever been produced, the strongest antifibrotic ever been produced, and same with the anti-carcinogenesis and other stressful conditions. The results. By regulating gene expression, Protandim instructs our cells to combat these conditions using information encoded in the DNA, which is contained in each and every cell. How do we fight aging? 2 types of antioxidants neutralize these destructive free radicals that we've been talking about that damage our normal cells. We have a choice of a direct antioxidant, and you can see the blueberries, the oranges, the red wine, and the vitamins and other things that we get that are antioxidant pills here. That's one choice. It's called a direct antioxidant because it works outside the cell, in the blood, in the serum. The other choice we have is an indirect antioxidant, and there's only one in existence. It works totally within the cell, as this shows a diagram, and it consists of an agent called Protandim that stimulates 3 pathways: the superoxide dismutase pathway, the catalase pathway, and the glutathione peroxidase pathway inside the cell. And this gives you a leverage that's exponential and stronger than anything else. And we have the first and only intracellular indirect antioxidant available, or has ever been available. To get what you need in antioxidants without being an indirect antioxidant, here's the example. You'd have to consume the antioxidants found in 87 glasses of red wine per day, 375 oranges, which is 500 pounds of oranges, or 11 pounds of blueberries, about 120 vitamin C tablets, 500 milligrams each, and every day to neutralize the amount of free radicals your body produces every single day. Now that's impractical. For one example, if you tried to go the 87 glasses of red wine route, you'd have other problems of being magnanimous. They'd have to rope you in, or you wouldn't even know what planet you were on. So that isn't the practical way. Here's your choice, what really works. Direct antioxidants neutralize 1-to-1. 1 milligram of a direct antioxidant, no matter if it's a tablet, capsule, whatever it might be, alpha lipoic acid, vitamin C, vitamin E, whatever, there's many, many of them, is a 1-on-1. 1 milligram of your antioxidant neutralizes 1 molecule of free radicals. Now, as I said, the leverage is magnanimous. Indirect antioxidant, there's only one. It's called Protandim. 1 milligram of Protandim neutralizes 1,000,000 free radicals per second, every second, for 13 days. There's a big difference there. Now, the question of which are you going to choose would have to come this question. How many free radicals does your body produce every day? Do you need this much, or can you do it this way? And eating 500 pounds of these per day. Well, let's see. The answer to that's coming up. Here it is. The answer to how much each day your body produces of free radicals, it's 300 sextillion. 321 zeros behind it. Now, at first blush, you'd think that was the national debt. It's getting there, but it's not there yet. Okay? I'll show you some comparisons here. But you see, if you're going to do one-to-one, there's no way you can swallow that much antioxidant in any form. And so this choice here won't work. The direct antioxidants do not effectively neutralize free radicals or lower oxidation in the body. Now, indirect antioxidants will work because 1 milligram neutralizes 1,000,000 free radicals per second, every second, for 13 days. And the next day, you're going to produce that much more, and you're going to take another Protandim pill. You take 1 Protandim tablet per day. Now, I recently had the proof of this. We have a man back on the East Coast that had been taking 8 different antioxidants a day for 6 years or more. And he decided to switch to an indirect antioxidant. So before he did, he took his T-bars, which are an indicator of how much free radicals he has in his body. It's a test. It's very expensive. It costs $700. You have to find a research lab to do it. Now, after taking all those antioxidants I told you, the 8 of them, every day, he had his T-bars tested. And then he started on Protandim. And he took it for 55 days, and his oxidative stress, his T-bars, dropped 71% after he had taken the other antioxidants for several years, showing they hadn't even touched this, hadn't even effectively done anything. And when you take Protandim, you do not need any other antioxidant. That's a direct quote from Dr. McCord, who is the inventor of Protandim. He's a professor of medicine, University of Colorado, in the Department of Biochemistry. Protandim is the only supplement clinically proven to reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40%, slowing down the cell aging process to the level of a 20-year-old. And here is before Protandim. As we get older, this goes up. In other words, a man getting to my age is on here. That means these T-bars are getting way up there. Now, after Protandim, for 30 days, here's where they are for everybody in every age, whether they're 20-year-old, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, or 80 years old, it's right here. Folks, that's where I want to have all my rate of aging. I want to have it cut down from here down to there. And that will happen, proven, by 33 labs. Okay, this is Dr. Joseph McCord. I'm happy to call him my friend. And he, in 1968, highlighted a Duke University medical history. Scientist Erwin Fredovich and graduate student Joe McCord discovered the enzyme which protects all living things against the toxicity of oxygen-free radicals. He discovered superoxide dismutase. He helped launch the study of antioxidants in 1969, co-discovered free radical biology. He has been nominated 4 times for the Nobel Prize in Medicine, and I'm sure he will get it as soon as this has had enough use, widespread enough to be assessed by the Nobel Prize Committee in Medicine. He received the Alec Cresson Medal in 1997 for discovering the biology of free radical reactions in living organisms. He's now professor of medicine at the University of Colorado. This last spring, Duke University had their 100-year centennial, and at that time they named the 5 most important things that had happened at the medical school in the last 100 years, and one of them was listed as the discovery of superoxide dismutase by Dr. McCord and his professor. Now, Protandim is patented. And it's the ratio of each one of these 5 ingredients. And you can see the first patent was 71007. A year later, we got the second patent. And then a year later, we got the third patent. And the fourth patent was 41211, last year. And these are all composition patents on Protandim. T-bars, standard for age and starting Protandim. The T-bars are the thiobarbiturate active reactive substances. You don't need to know that, but it's a gauge that research scientists use to determine your age by the amount of free radicals and the degree of aging your body's going through. At 20, they took a group of people and give them Protandim. Here they are with T-bars, and here they are at 40, at 60, and at 80. Now, they set this up. This is the control, the red, and with Protandims, the blue. And after 30 days, here's what they were. That means they couldn't tell the difference, whatever your age was, because it dropped the T-bars uniformly. Now, I don't recommend T-bars being tested in people I put on Protandim. Why? Because, one, it's very expensive, and two, it's not necessary because it's been proved by 33 labs. That's enough for me. These are all separate labs. None of them have anything to do with LifeVantage, the company that makes Protandim. T-bars with Protandim, your age 20 years and 80 are all the same as far as your free radicals and your rate of aging. And this has been proven, as I say, by 33 labs. Okay, T-bars will be lowered 40 to 45% in 30 days. Repeatedly, over and over, it's been proven. Now, here's the significance of that. T-bars are a better predictor of heart disease than cholesterol. As you can see, this product is a must if you have a high family history of heart disease, because prevention is the best thing you can have in any disease. That's the best part of treatment. Protandim. Protandim is the only supplement clinically proven to reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40%, slowing down the cell aging process to the level of a 20-year-old, while conventional or direct antioxidants can neutralize only one free radical molecule. Protandim triggers the creation of enzymes that can each eliminate over 1 million free radicals molecules per second, every second, for 13 days. Now just look at that for a while. While conventional or direct antioxidants can neutralize only one free radical molecule, Protandim triggers the creation of enzymes that can each eliminate over 1 million free radical molecules per second, every second, for 13 days. Folks, let me tell you, knowing this, and that's been established by 33 labs, I want this in my body. Believe me, it has no toxicity, it has no drug interaction, it has complete freedom in your body with whatever you're taking in the way of supplements or any medications or prescription medicine. Now, we have one product in 2 forms. We have an anti-aging cream. This is a wonderful cream. It goes rapidly into your skin. My wife, in fact, uses this instead of makeup. It's True Science Anti-Aging Cream. That's what we call it, True Science. It has direction of dermatology. Doctors of dermatology have checked this and helped establish the contents. It utilizes proven benefits of Protandim. Fights free radical damage to the skin, whether it's from the sun or anything else that you might be around, chemicals or different radiation. Noticeably diminishes fine lines and deep wrinkles. Stimulates skin renewal, and that's very important. Collagen in your skin and under your skin, and elastin production. Lightens age spots and balances pigmentation. It also increases skin smoothness and moisturization, and it's been tested over and over. Now, here's one thing that really got me into Protandim, really got me excited. And what it was this, that this has medical schools to an abundance behind it. And what happened when ABC first aired their investigative report into Protandim, overnight the public put in a large order of this product. However, Dr. McCord was not able to market it, so nothing really happened to that. There's about $5.5 million worth of orders come in overnight when it was first aired nationwide. But what did come in was universities and institutions all over the world called and asked if they could do research on this with their own money. And so Dr. McCord was very happy to give them product, and that's what we're still doing to this day. There's no supplement in existence that has the medical backing we have. Now, I couldn't put all 29 medical schools that are doing research on this chart. University of Colorado, Denver Medical Health Center, Children's Hospital, University of Florida, Kentucky, University of Michigan, Harvard, University of Czech Republic, Mexican University of Social Security, University of Toronto, and this one in University Hospital, and this one here, Vanderbilt, Ohio State, Louisiana State University here, and there's 29 total, which I can gladly show you if you want to get a hold of me, and I can put them all up. Now here's what's also interesting, topics under investigation in these medical schools. You see, folks, there's not a drug in your drugstore or in your hospital that's had this much medical research on it. That's what got me interested. 29 medical schools doing this with their own money. Here's some of the topics that are being researched. Skin cancer is already done. This was done by LSU. Renal failure, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, HIV/AIDS associated lipodystrophy, coronary artery bypass failure, and this was done by the University of Ohio State, and it was published in 2 issues of the American Heart Journal and 1 issue of Circulation magazine. It also has had research for smoking cessation and other addictions, inflammation of all kinds, metabolic syndrome, asthma, periodontal disease, optic neuropathy, and multiple sclerosis, Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. Harvard did this study. Pulmonary hypertension, that was just published. Heart disease, as I said, Ohio State University, and Harvard is now doing one on heart disease, Alzheimer's, and post-stroke. Osteoarthritis, and photoaging of the skin, and altitude sickness. Now, some of these are done, some of them are still in progress, and there's still more that are being researched. University of Colorado just finished a research project, peer-reviewed study that's published, and it was on heart disease, colon cancer, and on Alzheimer's. And this was published about 3 months ago. Now, we have to say Protandim does not claim to treat, mitigate, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease because it is a supplement and not a drug. And this is what is required when we talk about this research. Studies and patents. Go to pubmed.gov and you can get all kinds of reports on this. This is the NIH website, and the NIH has financed 2 of the researches on Protandim. There's 10 peer-reviewed studies completed by credible universities such as Texas Tech, LSU, the Virginia Commonwealth University, Colorado University, and Ohio State, and Harvard. Done 1 on Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, and now are studying post-stroke, heart disease, and Alzheimer's. 20 more studies are going in the process. They will be published. So we'll have a total of 30 or more peer-reviewed studies already published in medical journals. It has been granted 4 composition patents from the U.S. Patent Office. Here's a very significant point. Banned Substance Control Group approved safe for athletes. You can see this on many things, and it's on the bottle of Protandim. BSCG means it passes all the requirements for athletes as being safe and does not affect their activity. It's not a banned substance. Now, please go to www.pubmed.gov and put in anything about it. Put in Protandim, put in oxidative stress, and put in any other thing that you can, and you can see the studies that come up. I think the latest is on Protandim and oxidative stress. Those 2 topics together, I think there's about maybe 30 or 40 articles published already. This is what makes this so exciting to me. It's a service of the National Library of Medicine and the National Institute of Health. Is pubmed.gov. Write that down and check it out, and you can get more information. Now, synergistic induction of heme oxygenase by the components of protandim in human brain-derived cells. And what we're showing you here is the effect of taking these agents. The 5 ingredients that we have here are ashwagandha, bacopa, green tea, and the myrtle, the Sumerian, and the curcumin. These are the 5 that makes up the milk thistle, being this silymarin. This is what makes up protandim. But look at what they do as far as absorption and induction of genes. Alone, they barely, even this one's below the line, that one's up a little, and this one's below the line. But in Dr. McCord's patents, he put these in a certain ratio, and it increases their effectiveness 1,800% or 18-fold. Increase in the expression of the antioxidant genes. They're called survivor genes. The protandim formula works 18 times more effective than the sum of its parts. This remarkable synergy provides the basis for the intellectual property rights so that it can be patented. And this is a wonderful example. Dr. McCord worked 42 years on finding the right combination so that this would be that effective. That's why this is effective. It works rapid in my experience compared to any other supplement and its rate of action. So that's a very significant chart. Now, the end or the beginning of your new life. And that's all up to you. It's your choice. This is safe. 3-week-old infant, a 4-week-old infant, and probably 24 or 5 kids under 4 years of age. And I wouldn't be giving it to any of those if I didn't know that it's totally safe. Now, I want to go ahead and show you the next slide. This is advice from a man who should know. And it's a good piece of wisdom by Steve Jobs, the maker of Apple computers and the other handheld devices that he has made. This helped us so much in technology. He says, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let the noise of other opinions drown out your own inner voice. And the most important, have the courage to follow your heart. Believe me, that's what you need to do, because this is a new technology, and everybody's leery of taking this at first because they see the effect of it. But believe me, I've given it to 3-week-old infant and 4-week-old infant. Now, for more information, I have a website that's strictly for information. It's there just for information for many people to read and see. It's www.docmarvin.com, and you can stay there and read all kinds of things, all the patents. You can read the patents. The 10 peer-reviewed studies are available for you to read. And if you don't have any information there, you can call me. And here's my phone numbers, 816-392-6498. That's my cell phone. Or 913-681-9797. Now, here's the reason I put all this up for information. This is a new technology, different than anything you've ever seen at all. It's an antioxidant that is millions of times stronger than any other antioxidant made. And therefore, we have to know a lot about it because people are a little standoffish when they first see this. But believe me, I have been taking it a year. I haven't felt this good in years. It's increased my energy 3 times, and it has also given me more clearer thinking than I've had in a long time. It does help you in all aspects. It affects every cell in your body. It turns every 100 trillion cell in your body into a manufacturing plant for antioxidants that will get rid of your free radicals. The only thing, you have to kind of go slow many times at first because it will cleanse you out than you maybe expect. So that's the end of my presentation. I'll leave this up for a while in case anybody wants to copy the numbers or the website down. And you can spend as much time or as little time with that website as you want. And you can go back to it. You can give other people that website to find out about it. And believe me, there's no provision for any other thing there but just general information for the public. I'm more than happy to thank each and every one of you that have attended this webinar and hope that it's been informative. Good night, and God bless each and every one of you.